Hey guys, BBI here. I want to stop and say thanks for tuning in and checking out whatever the video is about that's about ready to come up next. If you could take a minute and hit subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you enjoy what you've seen here, make sure to hit the like button. We'd greatly appreciate your support. Anyhow guys, all that aside, let's get on with the show. Boy, I got a special treat for you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, all the ships at sea, this is the Tokyo High Power. This is the HL450B. This is a rare unicorn find. These guys, I do believe, are no longer in business, and it is almost damn near impossible to find a good one of these that hasn't been completely chewed up. This is not a Seebeers amplifier. This is an amateur radio's amplifier. This is the ham guy's dream, dripping special sauce on top, dream of an amp for in the mobile application. We're going to use the ICOM 7300 today, and we're going to drive it into this Tokyo High Power, and I'm going to show you what it does for performance. This thing is never kept in a smoking environment and is absolutely pristine. It's got a little rub right here on the lid and a single scratch. And it's got these two Velcro pads on the side, which I'm probably going to remove, and I'll clean those off. The bottom of this thing is completely pristine. And also the back end of this thing is completely pristine except for this marker. Okay? Now, us knowing that, we're going to hook this thing up and we're going to run it. So give me just a second. Let me get the workbench all set up for this. But guys, I'm excited about this one. Tokyo High Power HL-450B. Okay, so the least favorite portion of the whole video, we're going to shoot this real quick. So we got the ICOM 7300. We've got the Bird 43 watt meter in between the Tokyo High Power and the 7300. We're going to show you this for input power. This is a 50 watt element. Okay, 5 watt element in reverse back from the Bird 10,000 watt dummy load, 1,000 watt element going forward, 1,000 watt element going forward in peak envelope power. Okay. Now, everybody's used to watching one of my videos. I use the term slug and all those kind of things. We're going to try and avoid that because I know a lot of people are going to watch this particular video. So we got to make sure that we do this just right. Now, the test portion of showing the thing in its operation state to me is boring as frig, right? Now, it is boring. Just absolutely ball smashing boring to me. But we'll go over it. Now, this does come with the actual bag that the amplifier arrived in. And it does come with a completely undamaged and absolutely pristine condition box. And when you receive this will be in another box. It'll be double boxed. It has all the stock packing material on the inside, has all the stock manuals, and also the registration card that's on the inside. I'll show that later in the pictures at the end of the video, just for visual reference. This is everything I say it is. This thing is the wet dream of most CB or most ham radio operators. So we're going to start down on 80 meters, and I'm going to show you what we're going to put into it for power. This is reading in forward, okay? Hello, and this is an average, okay? This is a non-peak reading watt meter. This is an average power. If we want peak, we're going to look over at this meter here. Hello, about 80-90 watts of peak power. Now really, this thing doesn't require anything more than about 50. And if we overdrive it, especially on AM, there is a full-blown protection circuit in this thing. It will cut the amplifier off. I will show that. We'll get to that. Okay, so the frequency coverage of this particular device is 3.5 megahertz to 28 megahertz. I haven't tried it on 11 meters. I'm not going to sell this to a Seebeer. I want this to go to somebody in the ham community that's going to really, really enjoy this amplifier. Period. Okay. This radio hasn't been modified to work on 11 meters, and we're not going to attempt to operate this thing on 11 meters. I'm not even remotely interested. It is coarse in sideband. Okay, it's A3E rated. For the bias control, CW, it's A1A rated, FM F3E. Okay. Its output potential, sideband peak envelope power / CW is going to be 400 watts max, 350 watts typical operation with a 300 watt minimum carrier. Okay. Input power is 50 watts. It does not designate the difference between peak envelope or average power drive. DC power supply required is going to be about 60 amps at 13.8 volts. We're going to run it a little bit higher at about 14.5 today because that's what every single vehicle on the universe runs. Input output is going to be 50 ohms. Final transistor is the THP-100-4x4. So this has got, these are basically Toshibas that are inside of here. So they claim. But it's got its own very unique special unicorn horn gingerbread thread part number, which is the THP-120, and there's 4 of them. It's a 4-star cooling system. It's got SO239s on it for the input and output. It's got a hard key system in it, protection circuit for SWR, overvolt protection, overdrive protection, over temperature protection, and miscellaneous band set protection. It's got an output meter on it, of course, right here. And it's got an ALC, which I tested, by the way, and works perfectly. And you don't have to have a soft interface box to go between your smart new high fidangled radio and that amplifier. It will come with the DC power cord that was supplied with it, which is this one here that's shown on camera. That's it. Doesn't have any spare fuses with it, and instruction warranty manual. The dimensions, if you guys care, you can look it up. The PDF is online. I just want to read that out loud to you so we can make sure we got all that covered. Now, there's a couple modes of operation you've got. So we're going to power it on. The fan is relatively quiet, which it's a small fan. It's an 80 millimeter fan on it. So, and it's pulling air into the cabinet, going across the heatsink and exhausting out the back. They have some really cute little drawn emojis that are on the instruction manual for this thing. They show an amplifier with a sad face if you put it in a hot trunk, and the amplifier's not going to work as well because it gets hot, right? So you have auto and manual mode. So we just cycled through manual, and now when the light comes on, it hops into auto mode. So that means I can go over here and I can just adjust the radio to any frequency I desire, and this thing will figure out where it's at and auto-tune the box. Or you can do manual operation through the band selector. Move my big hairy palms out of the way and you guys can take a look. Okay, so we're in auto mode, we're in 80 meter mode. Amp is on. I'm going to put 30 or 40 watts of drive into it on sideband. Hello. Me being crazy me, I keep forgetting I don't have the hard key set up. I'm going to step on the pedal. It does have an ALC out jack on the back, and then it's got, of course, a standard pedal jack, which works off 12 volt DC ground. Hello. 400 watts of output power, and it's super clean. We're going to turn the element in reverse and show our input reflect. Hello. Non-existent. And for what they asked for this thing when it was new back in the day, anywhere from $1,200 to $1,600 for this amplifier, by the way. You would expect that. Let's go ahead. We'll jump on up here a little bit. Hello. 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 Nice clean 400 watts of power with 30 to 40 watts worth of average drive. Now, if you didn't notice, it auto figured out immediately, as soon as I modulated this thing, what frequency it needed to be on and what it had to do to self-tune itself. That is some slick tech. Some slick tech. Alright. Let me run on through this here. 12 meters real quick. Hello. Hello. Now we're coming up in our output power. Did you see that? We're doing 500 watts. And I'm looking over here. Hello, hello, hello. Roughly about 440 watts. Hello. We're going to turn our element around. Hello. Still perfectly acceptable input ratio. Now let me jump it all the way out here to 10 meters. Hello. Hello. Audio. Hello. Audio. This thing works perfectly. Absolutely perfectly the way it should. Alright. Let me take all this apart, get the camera all set up, and we're going to go take a look on the inside. We're going to pick it all apart and see what it looks like. We'll be back. Well, this is it, guys. It's a Tokyo High Power. Somebody really did their homework when they did this. THP 120s. Now, that sticker is amazing. Oh, there's a part of me that wants to peel that sticker up and see what's going on underneath, but there's another part of me that knows the instant I do that, the value of this thing hits the dirt. So, we're going to leave it alone. The things I find amazing is they didn't solder these, they just crimped them. But good blocking ferrite, type 31s, internal fuse network, this is your overvolt protection. Absolutely a beautiful design. Very, very high quality. Not asking a whole awful lot out of each one of the components. Absolutely got them running at about a third their output potential. Very smooth, very clean. It is exactly what it is. A limited run specialty edition amplifier made by a very high-end company. Very impressed. This is your ALC adjustment right here. Anywho, guys, that's it. The only thing that I thought was very disappointing was the screws that hold the cabinet shut. Those are machine screws. Little tiny black machine screws. So they could have done better. They could have put PIM nuts in here. But then again, this thing isn't designed to come apart all the time. This needs to go to just the right home. Somebody needs to love this for exactly what it is and not expect to get 1,000 peak watts out of it, which it could do. But with the way it's currently laid out, it'll never do that, and I would never ever try to make it do that. The Tokyo High Power. Please notice the stacked surface mounts. Such an insane count on the transformers. The wraps, that is. This is your input splitter. Look at that thing. Look at all the turns in it. Oh, no, that's your output. Pardon me, your output combiner, your input splitter. Sorry. Box actually works in this direction. So, input power, output power. It's just nice to see a good high-end professional box like this. That's it. That's all. Now we're going to ask $1,200 for this. This is a limited run, specially built high-quality amplifier. There weren't a lot of these produced. And this is literally the best of the best of the best of the best when it comes to mobile amplifiers for amateur radio operation. So, give me a call. Call this number. And I'll get it to you. Gentlemen, my name is BBI, and without a shadow of a doubt, I am the biggest mud duck in Idaho. So come check us out. www.bbiamps.com. Come find me on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. Of course, right here on the YouTube Gargler. Make sure to click subscribe. On to the next one, boys and girls. Tokyo High Power. 450. Done and done. I'll see you. Bump, bump.